Hey everyone, it's GreasyMax. So, 12 months. As you've seen in the previous video, I've been growing my hair out for 12 months, which is one whole year now, which is pretty mental, and I still kind of can't believe it's been 12 months. I don't have a clue where this past year's gone. I just wanted to do this video kind of on my experience of growing out hair, how it's been for me through each month and each different stage, and how I've kind of dealt with each different stage and month. Because I know a lot of people kind of wonder about the actual journey, so this is my video on my hair journey. And now I've actually reached my target, where I'm going to go from here. The past 12 months have actually been probably the most crazy 12 months of my life. There's been a lot of up and downs, and with the hair, I'd say it's been pretty crazy with that too. So it was around the 25th of June 2016 I decided to start growing my hair again, and this was from an undercut. So my hair on the undercut when I first started was around my lips, I think, if I remember rightly, and the sides were shaved on a number 2. I used to shave it myself, so it was the typical kind of undercut. And then I decided to finally grow my hair out again. I've always wanted long hair, and at least kind of medium length hair. I've always actually wanted this style that I'm rocking now, so I've kind of reached that goal. And then it went on from there. So let's get into it properly. Now the first few months, I'm going to say the first 3 or 4 months, are very slow. A lot of people, depending on your hair type, very much a big awkward stage. If you've got very fine straight hair, your hair can be really spiky on the sides, obviously because it's not long enough to stick down, and it's not short enough to not be there. So I feel like I was quite lucky with my hair, in that my hair's quite thick. It's quite straight, although it's began to wave now that it's longer. So I covered these early 3-4 months on a previous video of how I deal with it and how I style my hair, and this is from an undercut. So with the undercut, I used to keep the top pretty long. I'd have an odd trim on it, and I'd trim the baby hairs and the little triangle here next to the ear, but other than that, the sides, I used to deal with that just by kind of putting a little bit of product on, not too much. Otherwise my hair would stick up in random places. And personally for me, I think they are the easiest months. I think they're the easiest months to get through when you're growing your hair, because I think you can kind of mask that with the top of your hair and bring the focus to that rather than these sides. As long as you keep it trimmed around the ear, then it can look alright. So I had a trim at around 3 or 4 months, and that really helped with me because I was at a stage where I did actually feel like I wasn't enjoying my hair that much, and I didn't really know what to do or how to style it, and the trimming it just really kind of put it into place. It gave me a bit of shape in the hair, and it gave me a style to work with, which I think really helps if you are struggling during the early stages of growing your hair out. When I came up to kind of the 5-6 months, half a year mark, that was around November, December. I remember this is a stage where my hair was at its longest. It was pretty crazy, it was pretty all over the place, and one of the things that I learned once it started getting to this length was not to wash my hair as often. Personally, that was for style, because if you wash your hair too often, it becomes very kind of big and volumed. It just comes out not very nice. Now this hair right now that I'm rocking, I haven't washed it for 3 days, and it sits quite nicely. Now 5 or 6 months, 5, 6, 7 months, around that time, that's when you really start to kind of notice the long hair on the sides. I think that's when it started to kind of wrap around my ear a little bit. Not as long as it is now, but at least halfway around my ear. It becomes very hard to style your hair, and to be honest, before, when I previously tried to grow my hair, if you've seen my awkward stage video, I really slicked it back. I slicked it all back with a lot of product, and this time I kind of let it go. I just let it do its own thing, which I think is the best thing to do. I think at 6 or 7 months you can control it to an extent using sea salt spray, a little bit of product, but nothing like I did before unless you're specifically going for that slick back look. But I think this time around, because I let my hair kind of do its own thing, I always took my hair behind my ear, because I let the top do its own thing and just let my hair go a little bit wild. I found that the 6 months was a lot easier. I think it was during the 6-month mark, I did actually have a trim. I trimmed again around here. I had the barber sort out my back. It was basically to get rid of that mullet, which I think is extremely important. But unless you don't mind, your hair would look a lot longer at this stage. But I decided that I wanted to grow my hair out at a very kind of balanced rate, and to make sure that throughout the hair process my hair looked pretty decent. So coming up to 8, 9, 10 months, this is when I started really disliking my hair. I was really getting frustrated with it. I had no style, there was no kind of shape with it, there was nothing I could really do to make it look good at all, and that is because it was just so heavy. The top was really long and it was so top heavy. The sides was just kind of starting to come around, but they were a bit all over the place, and I didn't really know what to do. So that was at a stage where I started washing my hair more. I don't really know why. I don't recommend doing that. I started putting a little less product on than usual. Basically, that's kind of when you start to kind of find your shape and style with the hair as it's getting longer. So I did feel really scruffy with that, and that was also because the back was starting to grow out, so my hair was really uneven. I'd say 8, 9, 10 months, that's when you've really got to stick it out, and you've really just got to look ahead and know that in the future it's going to look better than it is now, as hard as it was. So during those 8, 9, 10 months, I did have I just had it tidied up at the back again. I'd say every 2, 3 months I've had my hair trimmed and tidied, just so it looks a lot cleaner, a lot more balanced. It gets rid of that mullet that I hate. This is when I really had a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, girls, boys, my friends, my family, telling me I needed to cut my hair, telling me I look bad, I don't look as good as I used to with short hair, really encouraging me to cut my hair off. And that's why they were probably the most tough months I've had with growing my hair, and when I found it most difficult. So you've really got to stick it out during those months, which I had to. I really had to stick it out and made sure that I knew what my goal was, I knew what the end was. Kind of at 9 months, I kind of said to myself, look, let's carry on growing my hair, let's get to 12 months, that's your goal, let's at least get to 12 months. If you don't want it then, if you feel like you don't want to grow your hair anymore, then cut it off, but at least I've reached my goal of 12 months, and that is what I've wanted. So if I do decide to cut my hair, I haven't decided what I want to do with my hair yet, then at least I know I've reached the goal that I set myself 1 year ago. When you get to those stages where you are really struggling, you don't know whether to keep growing your hair, you don't know whether to cut it, give yourself an objective, and if you've reached the objective, then at least you can decide whether you want to cut your hair or not, rather than doing it rather than making an impulse decision and then regretting it in the future, which I have done in the past. When I cut my hair at 6 months a couple of years ago, I then regretted it like a month later. So you've just really got to take your time with it and stick through it. Now 11 and 12 months, this is this month currently. These have been a little bit up and down. I haven't had my hair cut for about 3 or 4 months now, and I'm at a stage now where I'm a little bit unsure. I'm actually really happy with my hair now. I'm really happy with it for 12 months. I've kind of got a lot of shape to it now. I can wrap it around my ear, and this is the goal I set myself when I first started growing my hair. The hair right now is very healthy, it's very strong. I've gained quite a lot of waves to my hair, which I never thought I would have in a million years. So I'm so happy with the fact that I've actually got waves now. Like, that is something I've always wanted. If you've got wavy hair, I'm jealous. Like, I'm proper jealous. So the trims have been very important to me. If you're really struggling with growing your hair, trims really help, and using the right products really helps. So sea salt spray and a very nice clear. So they go really nice in the hair, but not too much. Otherwise you'll kind of lose the shape and your hair will become very heavy and very hard to style. There's been a lot of days as well where I've woken up and I felt extremely scruffy. I felt just untidy, not myself. I've felt like I've had no confidence on certain days. Genuinely, just because of my hair, I felt like I lost a lot of confidence at some parts, but I feel like I've made it work for me, and I feel like it's been pretty good. So there's been a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs, there's been a lot of deciding whether to cut it or not, but I've stuck it through and I've reached my target of 12 months. So yeah, that has been my journey. It's been good, it's been bad. I like it right now, but I might be going for a change, so we'll see with that. But it's been a long journey, it's been good fun. When now I look back, a lot has changed actually with my hair, and you don't realise how much is happening until you look back at previous pictures and at how different you looked. I also actually managed to gain some facial hair, so I never could grow that a year ago, and now I've got kind of a little bit of stubble and beard. So you gain a lot while doing this, and I think that adds to it as well. So they are my past 12 months. I hope you've enjoyed the journey. So if you want to go look back at my hair journey, then the links will be in the description below, and they'll also just be on my page. So make sure you go subscribe, go like and comment, let me know what you think as well. So this has been 12 months. Thank you for your support over the past 12 months of growing my hair as well, and if you've subscribed to watch my hair journey, then thank you very much. There's going to be a few more videos on whatever I do with my hair, so definitely stay tuned. Go follow me on Instagram, that's just GreasyMax. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.